The investment conference marks the end of government's current investment mobilization drive launched by President Cyril Ramaphosa. So far, the 4 cycles have raised about 1.14 trillion rands, bringing it closer to the president's target of 1.2 trillion rands. In 2018, the conference secured about 330 billion rands in investments. 364 billion was secured in the following year. But in 2020, at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, only 110 billion rands was secured, while 367 billion was secured last year. According to the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Competition, of the 230 investments announced over the past 4 conferences, 83 projects have been completed, while 26 are progressing slowly.
Our target for this 5th investment conference is 60 billion. We expect to make a number of announcements from many companies, both domestic and foreign, as well as have a program which looks at the policy reform, looking at areas where we can unlock energy, particularly with private sector generation, number of thematic plenaries, 9 thematic plenary sessions, including the announcement sessions, where we think we will well achieve our investment target of 1.2 trillion. And the President will then announce a new investment mobilization drive over the next 5 years, ending 2028. We expect to see more than 1,200 delegates from more than 35 countries abroad, as well as our domestic participants, and projects from a range of sectors, from manufacturing, from infrastructure, from services, from social infrastructure, and so mining and so forth. We look to have a full day of event, which will be also live streamed via SABC.
As economies globally take strain due to a variety of reasons, including tighter monetary policies, the International Monetary Fund has slashed its growth outlook to 2.8% from 3.4%. Among emerging economies, the IMF has cut South Africa's growth prospects to 0.1%. This is down 1.1 percentage point from the previous estimate. Experts fear that domestic challenges are putting a damper on the country's attractiveness.
Unfortunately, the reality is South Africa is not a very investable destination. And there are many reasons for that. We are all aware of things like, for example, corruption and incompetence and infrastructure that's collapsing, crime levels in South Africa, and of course a lack of electricity. Those are all reasons why foreign and local investors are simply not going to invest huge amounts of money in South Africa. So I think a conference like this is of course important, but it would have been much better if we actually had something that we could sell. And I think the emphasis in South Africa should be on fixing the state, because the state is basically broken. And once we've done that, then investors will find South Africa attractive again, and investments will pour into South Africa, and it won't be necessary for us to have conferences like this. So I'm afraid this is pretty much a waste of money.
Among the sideline panel discussions that will take place will be a look at the just energy transition in South Africa, investment opportunities through the infrastructure fund, and local growth strategies with a provincial focus. The President is also expected to announce a new investment target of 2 trillion rands for the next 5 years. Diabo Seto, SABC News, Johannesburg.